Hey folks, this is Barefoot Grandpa. Roxy's over here sitting in the shade. I am sitting on the banks of the Ventura River, pretty close to Ventura, California. Matilaha Dam is just up that way. And we've got a year-round running stream here, and sometimes there may be some steelhead trout. So water today. Water's an important thing when we're outside. Today is almost 100 degrees out here, so it's important to stay hydrated. It's important to drink enough, but not drink too much. Remember that hyperhydration thing I talked about, because you can actually drink too much water. So you really want to drink enough water that you're just not thirsty, and there's a couple other indicators that I'll talk about. But today, especially, we got thanks, and we're going to review a very cool three-way water filter. And they call it a water filter system. And this is by a company called Greeshow or Greeshow. And comes in a nice little package. Small enough to carry on if you're not really worried about weight on a backpacking trip. Perfect for a day hike. And actually relatively similar weight to some of the hand pumps. So weight and size, not too bad an issue. And actually it's pretty cool. Comes very well packaged. Here is the unit. Nice and compact, well built. My Greeshow. And new company, got some nice products, and tickled to death with this. So a couple of cool things. It's got a solar panel on it, so in a certain amount of time it will charge itself. It's got a USB-C, and where you can charge it right here. And so it charges up pretty well. I'm up to about 60% charge right now. And if you happen to let it run down, which can happen, especially if you're in the wild, you got this cool hand crank. So the book says cranking about 3 to 5 minutes will give you almost half a liter of water. So that's pretty cool. It's got its own little generator inside. So hand crank, solar, and USB-C. I charged it up, and it charged up pretty quickly. It's also got a flashlight. I don't know if you can actually see it now. Oh, it's pretty bright, which is cool. And no migraine mode on this one, which is fine. I don't really need the blinking lights. And you can actually charge your phone here using USB-C. So pretty cool. You got your own battery pack, battery supply, and a water filter. So here's the input, there's the output. Inside this handy case, here's the output. Here's for clean water. And that goes right here. There's a little cap on this that I've taken off to keep it clean. So the output goes there. Oh, and here's the USB cable. And the cool thing is they've got an adapter for USB-A and C. That's a pretty cool thing, and a really good cable. Might have to use that for some of my other gear. And here's the input. And the input comes with a pre-filter and let me put that in there so I don't lose it. It's really easy to lose stuff when you're out in the wild. It's got a float. So you can set that for the depth of the water, so this just floats in the water. And as soon as it starts pumping, it gets some weight, and then that sinks right down to the bottom. So I'm going to plug this into the input right here. We're ready to rumble. I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay. And I'm going to drop that in the water, let it sink. I don't know if you can see that there, but now the input is in and the float's holding it off the bottom. And I'm going to fill up some of Roxy's water jug. This is Roxy's travel water jug, but I use it too. It's empty now. So now we're gonna go ahead. Comes with this handy clip, which is actually really nice, especially if it's windy. So it's clipped, ready to go, and then we hit the button. And yep, shows we're 60% charged, which is plenty for today. And it's vibrating, and here it comes. We are now pumping clean water, clean filtered water. And there we go, and that's a pretty good stream. That's as good or better than most hand pumps that I've ever used. And I think in about 5 minutes or so, we'd have better part of a gallon. So I'm pretty excited with this. I can drink right out of this. Tastes good. April's not here to see me do that. And then we're filling up this jug. So again, we're filling up Ventura River water. We've got solar, we got a hand crank, and then we've got a battery pack and a flashlight. This thing's pretty cool. Thing about water filtration and sanitation is a lot of times if I'm in the very clean wild, I got a snowbank or a fresh spring, or maybe a stream that's coming out of a snowbank or a spring, I'll just go ahead and drink that water. But as soon as you get down into closer to civilization, or especially if there's any cattle around or other livestock, or the water's not absolutely certain that it's clean, it's best to filter. Got a story about my not such a great reaction in Hawaii. I could talk about that another time. Fortunately, it didn't turn out badly. Water in Hawaii, there are some nasty bugs in the water in Hawaii. So if you're in Hawaii, go ahead and filter your water. Thing is, this will take care of protozoa, bacteria, mud, algae, and it will give you clean, drinkable water. One thing about all of the water filters is they're not fine enough to filter out virus. So if you're worried about norovirus or any other kind of stomach virus, it's best to go ahead and filter and then use some kind of sanitation that will actually kill the virus. Don't have it here. I generally don't worry about virus, but I've had norovirus, and that's not something that you want to have. But this won't take care of that. I'll have to check and see if iodine does, because I've used iodine before. Tastes terrible, but it works. So Greeshow, see, we've filled this thing up already just while I'm chatting here. It's about a third full. And I'm going to shut it off for a second and take me a big drink. Oh, tastes great. Really good. A little water on the front to cool off. Plug it back in, turn it on again, and we are cooking. Well, not really cooking, we're filtering. So, and then to turn it off, you set your jug down if we're full, and then you just pull the input out of the water and wait until it runs dry. And there we go. We're empty. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then click it off, take everything apart, put it back in the case, and you're ready to go with all the clean, clear, filtered water you can drink. So anyway, Greeshow, very cool. Happy to do this review, and happy to add this to my kit. So with that, that's Barefoot Grandpa today. A little bit about water in the wild. Roxy's still sitting here nice and quiet. She's happy as can be. And so be good humans. Drink plenty of water, but not too much. Take care of this wonderful world in which we live. And we'll see you next time.